You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Can anybody in the hog and sheep barn hear me? Alright, anybody who can hear me, if you're a 4-H member, if you are selling livestock, please get to the grandstands where you'll see all of your compadres down there. We're going to do a quick meeting, we're going to do our birth picture, our opening ceremonies, and then we're going to start with the hog show.
Okay, if you're not to the grandstands, get there ASAP. The meeting is about to begin. Probably won't hear quite as much chirping from the chairman this year. Doesn't mean we're not paying attention. So, hope you guys are all ready to get this fair underway. Well, actually, we already did get the fair underway. We got a good rabbit chicken show yesterday, so that went well. Just going to touch on some basics. Joseph is going to go over some things. So first and foremost, we're here to have fun. We're here to present our animals and show what we've done with our projects. Everything's not going to go exactly like we all want it to, and that's okay too. Just keep your head up, keep smiling, and keep working, and we'll get through it. And that's part of the learning process. So the other thing I want to hit on a little bit, we're here to show our animals to the community and to the whole area. So be proud of your animals and show them off. Because there are going to be a lot of people that come through to see them, and they want to see them, and they like to see these kids, you all kids, having fun and bringing your animals to the fair. So that's important. The other part that's important about that is to keep our barns clean, our stalls clean, pens clean, because that makes it a much nicer appearance for the people that come through. So I know you guys are doing a good job, and we'll continue to do that. So yeah, just be thoughtful of that. Be kind and courteous to your neighbor, to your friends, to parents, whoever, and that'll go a long way as well. So don't be afraid to pitch in and help. If somebody needs some help, please help them. A couple of other little bit of announcements. We just shut the water off in the one corner of the pig barn. It's making pretty much a pretty big mess back there. It's kind of always been a problem for us. So that water hydrant will be off for the rest of the fair. We left the other corner hydrant on, so be careful and let's not make a mess. We'd like to leave that one on, but if it turns into a mess, we're going to shut that one off too, and you're going to have to go outside to get your water. So just take care of it, please. Same, I guess, the water in the beef barn. No unattended water in the beef barn. We've kind of harped on this in the last few years. So if you want to carry a bucket in there for your steer, your heifer, cow, whatever it is, give them a drink, that's fine. But if you're going to walk away, the bucket has to come out. So, please don't dump the bucket in the barn, carry the bucket outside of the barn somewhere and dump it out. So that's just part of keeping it clean. So I don't think I have anything else. Josie's going to get into some of the more detailed stuff here.
Do you guys all know who this is? Gary. Okay, so this is Gary, and he is our livestock species chair. And so If you guys need help and you see him, he's somebody you can go to, okay? He's got his right arm is missing, so I guess I'm his right arm girl, I guess, but he's somebody who's here to help you guys, and he's okay to ask questions too, okay? We also have species chairs in all of the barns who are here to help, and they're probably all out there watching. So if you can hear me and I say your name, wave, raise your hand. So in our beef barn, we have Kristen Larson, Nick Lonsky, and Lonnie Swider. They're here to help you guys, okay? So we'll try to introduce them to you. If you don't know who they are, they're here to help you as well. In the hog barn, we have Jason McNally and Toby Johnson. Okay. And in the lamb and goat barn, we have Kelly and Becca Deming. So Becca's right over there waving, and Kelly's right here. Okay, these guys are all here to help. In the horse barn, for those of you who might have horses, find Kim, Wendy, or myself, okay? If you have rabbits, that's Michaela Eide. And then Amaria with the poultry will be in and out. She couldn't get the whole week off work, but she's around, or come find one of us, okay? So if you have questions or concerns, let's all work together to get that taken care of, okay? So right after this, you guys you're trained pretty well. We're gonna do our group picture right here, okay? We'll try to do it as fast as we can. And then we're gonna do opening ceremonies. Some of you have been asked to bring your animal out, and we'll do that. And then today, as you guys show your livestock, we're going to do the banner picture. So you're gonna come in the ring, you're gonna do your class, and then you're gonna exit. And there'll be a banner in the hog and sheep barn for hogs, lambs, and goats to take your picture in front of. And that's your thank you picture for your buyer. This is your responsibility today, is to get your picture in front of that banner, okay? Those of you with market poultry, sometime this morning, please take your birds over there and take your picture in front of the banner, okay? For beef, this afternoon, we're gonna move the banner outside of the barn in that first open tie rack. And so, we just ask that nobody ties their steers there while we do pictures, okay? And then, today, remember to wear your back numbers. That's how the judge is going to identify you. I have a pretty good handle on who you all are, but the judge is going to identify you by your back number. So please wear that during the show. Also, if you've won an overall grand or reserve on Friday, there will be an award ceremony, and we want you to be there, okay? Because the sponsor is probably going to be here to hand you guys your prize, and we want the sponsor to see who won their prize and shake their hands and all of those things. Right before we do awards is when we do the Clover Month parade, and then right after the awards is when we do senior recognition. So any graduating senior, please be around so we can honor you in the arena, okay? Are we not having fun? You're just really tired? Okay. So on the back side of the beef barn, there's a bulletin board. That's where our flight list will be posted. Make sure you check them. Make sure that your weight and everything is right. You think you're in the right flight, or if you're missing, please let us know. This is also the same bulletin board where the sale bill will be posted. Okay? It is your responsibility, as well as your parents, when the sale bill is posted, to check it. Make sure your name is spelled right. Make sure the species you're selling is right. And if your animal has a weight, make sure the weight is correct and what ribbon you got, the ribbon color you got is correct, okay? Because once it goes to print, we can't fix it. And that's what the buyer will see. And we want to make sure that your information is correct for the buyer, okay? We are going to go over the sale really fast because this is kind of the only time I have you gathered. So the sale Friday, we start at 3 o'clock. And it moves really fast. If you guys have been in the sale before, you know we move really fast. So just be paying attention, be where you need to be with your animal. The species chairs, and there'll be helpers getting you guys lined up. And then when you guys are out here selling your animal, look happy. Look excited. The buyers like that. They want to see how much you guys have accomplished over the year with these projects. So make sure you show them that it was fun. There was some hard work, right? But it was fun too. And then as soon as your animal is sold, somebody else is going to grab your animal. So you don't need to worry about getting your animal back to the barn. Somebody will grab it, and then they will help get it to where it needs to be, okay? As you guys watch that happen, you're gonna come find me or Marley. I don't think she's out here yet. Oh, she's sitting over there at the table. And we're gonna help you. So we're gonna give you a clipboard, and you're gonna take it up into these stands, and we're gonna show you where your buyer is. And you're gonna go up to your buyer, and you're gonna tell them thank you, and you're gonna give them the clipboard. And you're gonna have them fill out all of the information on the clipboard. If you bring it back to me and it's not filled out, I'm gonna send you back, okay? So just make sure you ask them if they didn't put their name or their phone number to do that. There's gonna be an envelope on there. You give that to them. That's their meal at the food booth for buying an animal, okay? And then after you bring the clipboard back to me, then you go check on your animal and make sure it got in the right pen or it's tied up somewhere, and you get it back to your stall. Also, it's recommended, and you really probably should do it, that you hang up a thank you sign to your buyer immediately after your animal is sold. Buyers really like that, and it keeps them coming back year after year. If you forgot a poster, we do have some in the office that you can use to write your buyer's name, and it says thank you for buying my market animal, okay? Good, makes sense? Yes? Okay. If you guys have questions, come find me later. Yes, so poultry members for the sale, make sure that you are standing right here in the grass and you're ready. It moves super fast. You're going to grab your cage or whatever, and you're going to come and stand out, and then you're going to walk right. It's so fast, okay? So just be ready. Also during the sale, if you have questions that aren't related to what's going on, like if you forgot who your buyer was, or you don't remember the name of somebody, please wait till after the sale to ask us. It moves so fast and we have to pay attention. Also, please wait to visit with the bank if you need to visit with the bank that's here clerking. We're just all trying to really focus on getting the sale information correct. Just some other things from the fair board. Remember, no dogs on the fairgrounds unless they are here for the dog show. That's the only time there's dogs on the fairgrounds, unless they're a service animal. If there's signs that say do not park here, which most of you don't drive, but some of our older kids do, please don't park in those spaces. Please don't block anybody in, those kinds of things. And then just to kind of recap on what Gary said, we're all here because we are showcasing what you guys have done today, or this year. But is 4-H always fun? Yeah. Do we have to work hard? Yeah. So unfortunately, this week there's lots of work to be done too. Okay. There's sidewalks to be cleaned. There's trash to be picked up. Clubs have been assigned per day what they're responsible for. If somebody says, "Hey, can you grab that broom or grab a shovel and clean up that poop?" we do that. Okay. We don't walk by and say it's somebody else's issue. Okay. We're all here to work. And the same goes for Sunday, you guys. Everybody's super tired on Sunday. You're not the only one who's tired. So everybody has to stay till barns are clean. And that doesn't mean you just come in, take care of your stuff, and walk away. Everybody stays till the barns are clean, the garbage is put away, everything looks like it did when we showed up. I don't know if that's right. Anyway. Also, this year we have the pressure washer guy coming back again, and he'll be doing sidewalks. So if you leave your fitting supplies all over these sidewalks, they're going to get ruined, they're going to get lost, they're going to get broken, or maybe even thrown away because they came to pressure wash. They didn't come to clean up after you guys. So after you're done with your supplies, please put them away. Also, the public's going to start coming through this afternoon. So we need to make sure walkways are free of our supplies, that they can walk through. And especially you guys, Thursday and Friday and Saturday, that's when there's lots of public here. We want to show them that we are great kids, we're a great program, and we work really hard. If you don't have your stall cards hung up, please do that. That's how we know if an animal is having an issue, who to find. We don't always know who's who. So if you guys see any issues, please come find me or Gary or one of your species chairs. And remember that we take safety as a big precaution. We want everybody to be safe. So that's our #1 priority. So we will try to work with all of you guys on if there's a safety issue, okay? But overall, I want you guys to have the best week. So have some fun, make some memories, make some new friends, and let's help each other out and be kind, okay? Perfect. Now, we're going to do our group picture if there's no questions. Anybody have any questions? Parents? Kids? Okay. So I can already tell you all of you guys have to come over here. Yep, you can't be on this side of the pole, so we have to act like we really, really love each other. Because we do. So squish, squish, squish. Yeah, we're gonna do some arranging. Yep. So Willow, Isaac, Josie, come down. Okay, if you look straight at me, we get this done a little bit faster. Boys in the back. Drew. Thank you. All right, Chase. You're gonna come right down here in the front row. Can't see you. Hey, look, my crew's here, and they can tell me better. And Judd, you're gonna have to come down too. Right here with these girls, Chase. Right here. There's a seat right here. Scoot over, scoot over. Brindley McNally, we cannot see her. So, I'm not sure where I want to go. We have lots of tall kids back there. Yeah, Briella and Grayson, we can't see you guys either, really. I mean, I can see you now that you stand up. So, Cooper and Dallas, can you go trade with some of our shorter kids up there? There's Cooper and Dallas. And then Grayson, Briella, Brian, Lee, come down.
We're back yet.
So, yeah, Callie and Kiera, can you go up to up there in that corner? All right, so Grayson and Brielle, so where Callie and Kiera were. Gotcha. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Pretty girls right here and handsome young men. If you can fill up this corner in the left. And then we're going to move you guys up to that row. Okay, and then Chase and Felix. Camden, can you sit up so I can? Okay, we'll see Camden. But Adeline and Braylon and Lucy, we can't see you behind this thing. So I need you to switch with like Chase and Felix. That you'll see. Camden, sit up. Gavin, sit up. Okay, so Riley and Merritt and Alexa switch with Camden, Gavin, and Gunner. Yeah, so then if you guys, okay, so go find a row, like on the steps, you guys, and kind of just like add yourself to a row but on the steps, okay, does that make sense? Okay, yep, Braylon, you can squeeze. Emma, can you see these guys? Okay. He was in the way back and he couldn't be back there. Switch with, can you switch with Taylor? Chase and Taylor. Yep, so you wrote right here. We'll put you on the steps, okay? So some of you can sit by Chase, some of you can sit by Kenley, some of you can sit by Taylor. See my So yep, go and yep, in the steps. Keep go. You might have to keep going up. Taller people in the back. Okay, do we need to move these? You can see these. Okay, everybody sit straight, look at me. Okay, Oliver, over. Steps, please. So, come on over, Gary will get you directed. Alright, I'm worried about some cowboy hats because they're blocking some people. I said sit straight. So you guys are going to go to the steps too, okay? So come down, yep, one, and then you can go right down, okay? Okay. But how do we go? What do we need to go? Can we stay right? Eli, you need to scoot this way, I think. Okay. So we can see. David and
On our way to last.
okay. Okay, so craft girls both take a tiny scooch to the right.
We're terrible, aren't we? Oh, we are too.
You guys have to stay put for a minute. Josie has to write everybody's name down. So, you can relax a little bit now. On you go. You're not going to miss the pig show. We're not going to start the pig show without you. Just a reminder for the barn sidewalk assignments. If your club is on those assignments today, I believe Richland Aces is on sidewalks. And now I don't remember who's in the barns for trash. So if your club, look at that, it's posted on the bulletin board. If your club is responsible for those jobs today, make sure we get that done. If you were bringing an animal in for the opening ceremony, could you please get that ready? We're going to do that here as soon as we get everybody off the grandstands.
That's the way forward. Up to the watchdog right there.
He's got the accent too.
All right, we are officially going to start our 2024 Richland County Fair and Rodeo 4-H livestock shows. Just to introduce our kids out here quick, we have Stage Spinner holding the American flag. And we have Miss Montana Teen Volunteer, Michaela Sparks, holding the 4-H flag. She was just crowned last week. We're very proud of her. We have Cree McNally with her Market Hog. Kinley Vitt with the goats. Becca Nope. Brindley Deming with a lamb. McKenna Sparks with her alpaca. Brooklyn Brown with her horse. McKenna Balducci with her steer. And Addie Foss with her dairy. And so these are the shows that we will be moving forward with this weekend. So just a showcase of what's coming. We'd like to welcome everybody. Our members have been working really hard these past 12 months to showcase the best animal and product that they can do. And so we're really proud of them for their hard work and their determination. And we invite you to check out all of our shows and just congratulate them on their hard work. We would like to start our fair like we start every 4-H meeting. So if everybody could please rise for the pledges and assume an attitude of respect. And then join me in the American pledge first. I pledge allegiance Please join me in the 4-H pledge. I pledge my Thank you. Everybody in the stands, if you could just take a seat. Kids, just hang on for 1 second. In the 4-H pledge that we all just recited, we pledged our head, heart, and hands and health for our club, community, country, and world. All of those in 4-H work hard every day to make our home the best it can possibly be. And I'm pretty biased, but I think we live in a pretty great place. However, at this time, I would like to give special recognition to an individual who has truly taken this calling to heart. Someone who will once again work hard every day to serve and protect the great country that we live in. Please join me in a round of applause for a young man, Sage Spinner, who will be leaving soon for basic training for the Army National Guard with hopes of going on to be an Army Ranger. At this time, we would also like to ask any veteran in the stands to please rise so we can honor and thank you for your service to our great country. To Sage and all of our veterans, Richland County 4-H extends thanks from the bottom of our hearts for your dedication, sacrifice, and service. We all know that we can only continue to be the land of the free because of the brave, young, and women who serve our country. Good job, guys.
There we go. We're going to go ahead and get started with the 2024 Market Hog Show. We'd like to welcome to the ring our judge for this year, Okay. Devin Murray comes to us from Shepherd, Montana. So, Montana guy here. He did judge collegiately in Colorado. So, definitely has some experience and look forward to having him to get a chance to look at the animals that we brought to before him today and let him place them for us, and we're going to get off and going. So. If you're in that first class of market hogs, please get your pig to the ring now. We're starting the show. In the first class of market hogs, it's 220 to 235 pounds. We have Cooper Brown, Camry Hansen, Aspen Nagel, Taylor Pruitt, Adeline Johnson, Briella Huber, Grayson Gorder, Kiara Strong, Cree McNally. First call for Class 2 market hogs.
Yes.
No. No, not really. Kind of been bumming around.
Well, good morning. It's a pleasure to be out here evaluating hogs and getting things started off with the Market Hog Show. A nice set of class here to start things off on the lightweight division. I really compliment these kids. Nice set of hogs all the way from top to bottom. Come out here though. We'll try to keep things moving along here today. I know it's going to get hot and it's going to get hot for these pigs, so we'll try to give each pig a good fair look, but also be quick about it so that we roll right through this hog show so we get out of the heat and can keep rolling through the day so we keep the kids and the livestock as cool as possible as we work through the day here. But kind of in my mind, I think there's a hog that jumps right out and grabs you right as soon as he comes to the gate. I think pretty easily wins the class. We'll go ahead and invite this hog to come back for consideration, a grand and overall consideration. But the young ladies, white hog here, mostly white hog here, barrow in front of me. I really like this hog. Study this hog as he comes out of the gate. He really drives out with a wide chest, really moves very flexible off of both ends, a lot of power as you study him from behind his blade all the way back to his hip, a lot of muscle and expression. Out here in the lightweight division, I think this hog still has plenty of power, still plenty of carcass merit. It's close to ideal end weight in terms of condition. So, like I said, just a really nice barrow to go ahead and win the class. We'll invite her to come back for consideration of the Grand Champion Driver. Coming into second place in class, I think there's some differences in these other four hogs and a lot of talking points where you kind of hang your hat and follow up in second. But for me, we'll go ahead and use this young lady here in the striped shirt with the belted gilt here to be second in class. Again, a really nice long made gilt. Gives up some of the power and expression as the barrow in class. Doesn't quite have as much bone underneath this gilt as a champion. But from a side profile, you really like the design that this hog has to offer. Really nice long front and deep body. Just like I said, gives up overall muscle and bone compared to the class winner, but a nice made, well-designed hog to be second. Going to go ahead and follow up at third in class here. Obviously, all these top hogs here, blue ribbon hogs. Third in class here, this young lady's white hog here in front of me. Maybe one of the more mature hogs in class. As you study this hog skull shape, a lot of power in that skull. Probably has the advantage in terms of some bone underneath this hog compared to the second place in the class, but still a really nice hog in its own respect to be third. Just gives up a little bit of the eye feel to me. When you get this hog from the side profile, he's a little bit coarser compared to the hog that was second in class. But from a muscle standpoint, I think he has that advantage, and that's why I opted to put him third here in class today. Still a nice heavy muscle hog for his size. Probably one that could be a few pounds heavier, and if he was a little heavier, we might be have a little bit more consideration for moving him up a little higher in class, but still a nice hog to be third overall here this morning. Coming in fourth be the young man over here along the fence with the other belted barrel over here. Again, another hog that probably has the advantage over the one in third in terms of some of its design. It gets out, moves really long and level. If you study this hog, he's a little bit more compact in his skull shape, a little bit shorter faced hog. Would just like to see him be a little bit, have a little bit more size and be a little bit more later maturing, I guess, as you'd say, in his makeup. I'd like to see this hog be a little bit bigger, have a little bit more bone to him. I do appreciate this hog's muscle shape and everything, but just a hog that, like I said, I'd like to see him be just a little bit longer made, have a little bit more length, and maybe a little bit later maturing in his overall design. Young lady's hog coming in fifth probably has that advantage. However, for its size and in this class today, this hog probably is pushing a little bit more fat as we study this hog all the way around. He's a softer made hog, he's softer sided, which is, I appreciate all that, but consequently he gives up some of the muscle shape down in the hogs above him, and I just like to power that hog up a little bit more. He sure has some base width to him, but just with the extra softness, he gives up that extra expression that I'd like to see for being out here in the lightweight division. But still a nice blue ribbon hog in his own right. Going to go ahead and invite the young lady to come out of the pen next. We'll round out the blue ribbons here with this young lady coming out sixth in class. All right, there we go. Got this flop-eared barrel, nice smooth made hog, really gets out and moves very well. Appreciate the bone he has. Just another hog that gets out powered. I'd like to add some more base width and muscle in this hog to get him up higher in class. But a nice made, easy moving, smooth made kind of hog that, like I said, just gives up the overall muscle and bone needed to be higher in class today. I've got a couple we'll give you a word of red ribbons. Now this hog does have the advantage of having some more muscle. For me, what moves this hog into the red ribbon division, it's just a structure issue to me. As you study this hog, especially down his top line, he's pretty uneven in his top. He's a little bit more restricted in his movement, wants to get more, like I said, just restricted off the both ends, a little straighter in his shoulder, straighter back in the hog. But the hog, you really have to appreciate the muscle that this hog has to offer. A very lean-made hog that's going to go to the rail with a lot of red meat yield. But just for today's show, we'd like to change his design and overall structure to get him out and move more freely around the pen today. Young lady's hog coming out next, this belted hog, has that advantage. Certainly moves out a lot freer. For me though, this hog gets a little bit more compact. This hog shallower rib. Would like to widen that hog out and just make it softer made to move it up higher in class. It's a hog to me, I guess what puts in the red ribbon division. To move it up in the blue, I just think this pig needed to be a little bit bigger. It's probably about 20, 30 pounds away from being more towards its ideal leg weight. If you have that extra weight on that hog, I think it definitely moves up into a blue ribbon division. Just a little bit too light for this hog's overall makeup and design today to be in the blues, but still a nice red ribbon hog. Rounding out things, young lady's hog here has that advantage, probably is closer to its ideal endpoint than the young lady that we just visited about. This hog gets a little bit wastier down to its lower 1/3, doesn't quite have the muscle and expression. Just a hog I'd like to see have some more bone and muscle as well to move up the blue ribbon, but a nice hog that gets out and moves very well. A yield that's has a lot of good pieces, just would like to balance her up and again add some more muscle and bone to her to get her up into the blue ribbon. But a really nice top to bottom set of lightweight market hogs. Let's go ahead and give that first class a big round of applause as we invite the second class into the ring.
Call back in the first class of market hogs is Cree McNally. As two market hogs, we have Callie Strong, Ellie Burns, Presley Watts, Felix Becker, Kate Bucksbaum, Rylan Watts, Zoe Burns, Jolie Klemple, Paxton Miller.
Guys, you need that bottle, are you?
All right, nice set of hawks here at the second class of the market weight division as we work our way up in weight. Let's go ahead and give these kids out here, I think there's 9 of them out here in the class, big round of applause. Nice hawks. I think they're getting obviously a little heavier in weight as we march along here, and a little bit more differences as we work our way through here from top to bottom, and some different types and kinds of hogs all the way through. For me, there's a hog that kind of stuck out when we come out here. The young lady's doing a very nice job of driving this hog and presenting this hog all the way around. But I think for me, the class winner, the one we'll invite back for consideration, a grand champion, be the young lady right here in front of me with the white shirt. Really nice hog. I think very close to ideal for this hog size in terms of where she happens to weight for his ideal length point. Hog that gets out and drives with a lot of base width, a lot of bone. But you know, if you'd like to change this hog, maybe you just like to be him a touch more expressive in his muscle shape, but there's still plenty of muscle draped across that hog. When you take it for the rail, step, plenty acceptable carcass. Like I said, just a nice hog, very near its ideal length point in terms of its market weight. Young lady did a nice job getting that hog to where he needs to be for the fair today. A little bit more of a decision here coming into second again. I think following a type of time with the class winner. I think we have some different times as we evaluate these final 4 out here, but the one that kind of most closely resembles the class winner just gives up overall muscle and muscle shape and base width found in that class winner. The exhibitor number 223, the young lady there in the orange shirt. I think a hog that follows the class winner in terms of its look, its market readiness. Yeah, it maybe doesn't get out and move quite as freely on the both ends, but in terms of design and finish, I think this hog's closer to its ideal end point in terms of where this hog's frame is. The young lady did a nice job getting that hog fed to where it needs to be for the market show today. Coming out, there's a pair of hogs next that I really like, and they just, like for today, I just wish that both these hogs probably had about 20 or 30 more pounds on them. I think their frame would accept that, but I have 2 really nice hogs here in the 3rd and 4th in class. 3rd overall in this class. Going to go ahead and use the young lady over there by the gate with the whiter belted gilt. Hog that probably has the advantage over the 2 in front of it in terms of having the muscle shape and expression. That hog has got a nice big forearm, very expressive in its hip and hams. For me, this hog just gets a little bit tighter, a little bit, I think this hog can stand a few more days on feed to be at its ideal length point. Like I said, really expressively muscle hog has that advantage, has some length advantage, just needs a few more days on feed to get up there and be the class winner. Another hog that follows in type and kind, this young lady over here with this gilt with a little bit of crazier belted gilt. Again, a very expressively muscle hog. Probably has the advantage of all the what we've talked about so far in terms of muscle shape, leanness. But for today's show, this hog I can just stand to be a touch softer as well. It could use some more forehead, some more flank on this hog. We'd like to see just a touch more rib shape on this hog too. It gets a little bit flatter in its sides. But a hog, you really got to appreciate the muscle shape, the expressiveness back in the hip and ham on this hog. Just a really nice hog to be 4th in class. Like I said, we have another 20, 30 more pounds to soften that hog up. I think we'd be having a different conversation here today. Young man coming in 5th in class. That hog has the advantage over the 2 we just talked about. This gilt is a softer made gilt. She has more depth of lip, some more rib shape. Doesn't quite have the muscle power, the muscle expression found in those 2 hogs we just described above it. With this gilt, but a nice big gilt. She wants to maybe get a little bit steeper in her hip as you get out and move her. I'd like to just level her up a little bit, change her structure just a touch bit to move her up into a higher in class, but still a nice blue ribbon hog for the young man being 5th in class. Coming out next, 6th, young man here with another belted hog. Again, another wide base type hog here in class. one that just I would like to see it just have a touch more base width, a touch more muscle to be competitive with those, to get up into the top 5, but still a nice blue ribbon hog. Again, nice soft man. I think this young man did a nice job in terms of getting this thick fed to its ideal endpoint in terms of the legs. You got a nice deep side. I'd like to lengthen this hog out too. It gets a little bit more compact from shoulder to hip compared to the other hogs in here in class, but still a nice made hog in her own right. Very good blue ribbon hog. Staying in the blue ribbon division, young lady coming out now next with kind of the calico colored hog. Has the advantage from the young man that we just talked about in terms of having that length of body. Very expressively muscle hog. This hog gets beat at the ground for me when this barrel drives at you. He's a little bit narrower between his two front feet. He gets tighter on both ends as he gets up moved and consequently wants to arch up in his back a little bit. I'd like to loosen this pickup, get him moving freer on both ends, and again, just stretch him out on the ground and make him wider, especially on his chest width and the way those feet hit the ground, adds more natural face width to that hog. But a very nice, expressive, lean-made hog, still a blue ribbon hog today. Coming in next, young man, we're going to move to the red ribbon division here with this hog. Again, another heavy muscle hog. For me, this hog is just a little bit further away from its ideal endpoint. I think this pig, he's long bodied. He needs that more pounds on him to get closer to his ideal endpoint. But you really got to appreciate the muscle this hog has to have out there. He also is one that wants to get tighter on both ends in terms of the way he moves. He wants to get more upright in his back on the move as well. So change this hog structurally, get him about 20, 30 more pounds on feet too, and that hog moves up. Rounding out things, still staying in the red ribbon division, young man here with a black-headed hog. Has the advantage in terms of being long-made, gets out and moves around the ring very, very easily in terms of its movement. Just a hog for me that we need to add some more muscle to that hog's skeleton. He wants to be narrower based, doesn't have the muscle shape found in those hogs above him in class, but a nice, flexible, easy moving hog that's long made to round things out. So let's go ahead and give all those kids a big round of applause. Thanks to the hogs from top to bottom.
Call back flight 2 is Ellie Burns. We'll move into flight 3, Market Hogs. That is 244 to 249 pounds. We have Ava Jorgensen, Grady Plimple, James Head, Elias Steinmeiser, Kenley Peters, Dally Rabine, Chloe Ivy, and Kenley Pruitt.
Hi guys, Garrett Larson here. I'm here with the 4-H County Ambassadors, and we just got the UB of the Judge signs put up. If you guys want to get on that, it's $5 per species. So right now you guys can go on Market Hogs and pick your Grand Champion, Reserve Champ winner. It does have to be turned in a little bit different than last year. It has to be turned in before the Grand Champion drive. So you don't have a lot of time. It's $5 to get into the hogs. It'll be like that market lamb, market goat, market beef as well today. Because each one has to be turned in before the Grand Champion drive.
So there you go. If you want to see if you can keep up with the judge out there, check with us over here. We have some boxes down here. Just one right here at the office here, right next to the ring. Yeah, $5. Pick the winners, and there'll be some payout at the end. So.
What you doing? He forgets how often that it's daytime is
Also, I just wanted to give a quick thanks and a shout out to Richland County Farm Bureau. They have a water trough of water down here for the public and for the kids. So thank you to Farm Bureau for donating the water. Also thank you to Blue Rock for all of the drinks so far as well. Help yourself to some water from the water trough.
Look at that.
All right, getting in here, we got third class market hogs. I'm getting up, I think, a little bit more consistent set from top to bottom. Let's go ahead and give these exhibitors out here in the class 3 a nice big round of applause. 8 really good kids out here. I think they've done a nice job in terms of getting their pigs near an ideal weight all the way through. Got, like I said, nice hogs from top to bottom, but get up here and we get kind of these top 4 sorted out and start evaluating them. I think 4 very different type hogs in their own respect. So I think you can kind of, depending on what you want to hang your hat on, you can go a different way out here in this class. We got some power hogs, we got some nice design hogs. I think for me, I'm going to use a hog that's a little bit more combination. It's not the most powerful hog in class, but I think it does a nice job of providing enough power for its weight with structural correctness and design. Nice pattern. So to me, kind of the word that comes to mind with this hog is it's the most combination hog of the class. Be the young lady over here in the white shirt with this velvet hog here coming at me. Like I said, this hog, there's definitely more powerful hogs out here in class. They got some more muscle, but I think this hog is still plumb acceptable. This barrel has enough muscle draped across its skeleton. You study this hog back to its hip. It's got plenty of muscle back in its hip ham. Sure, I'd like to whiten that hog up in its chest and meet the ground a little bit wider, but as this hog gets out, it just keeps moving around the ring, moves very well out here today, very structurally correct. And that's kind of what sets it apart for me. It's a very functional hog that still, like I said, has enough muscle, enough carcass quality, and still has the design and the flexibility to come out here and win the class. Coming in next, I will go ahead and use what I think is the power hog in class. The young lady over here with this barrel really has a very powerful hog. This hog really meets the ground with a lot of bone, a lot of muscle. Really has the advantage in terms of wide-chested, really expressive hip-ham junction beat. For me, this hog, it just kind of gets a little bit piecier as we get out here and get him on the move. We want to get him a little bit lazier in his top line. Just maybe would like to lengthen this hog up to its front end a little bit, and also maybe just lengthen the hog as a whole up all the way. So he gets a little bit more compact in this design, shorter overall height compared to the last year. So I thought they really got to appreciate the coming out here next to young ladies left off the field over here, getting kind of hot enough to move out for us today, want to hang by the fence and can understand the heat, understand that for the hog. It's a really nice hog. Just gets beat today, doesn't quite have as much bone as those two hogs that went out the ring in front of her. Hogger probably has the advantage over, especially the one that we just talked in terms of some length and the way this field handles their top line. Just to be a little higher in class, I think this hog beats that. Be a little bit more, have some more base width, some more expressive, widen that hog skeleton out, make her a little bit more expressive in her muscle shape as she moves up in class. But a nice gilt that I know is getting kind of warm out here today, and that's working against her, but nice hog to be first class. Young man, Delta gilt over here, that's going to be fourth. Still a nice long make. You know, one that's a little bit more elevated in his frame guy. You study this trout pick from the ground up. He's got the most elevation before you meet it, your eye meets his chest floor. For me, though, I think this hog gets beat by the ones above him. This hog has enough frame to probably put another 10 or 20 pounds on this hog and still be comfortable. So if this hog had a little bit more size, I think he'd be a little bit more competitive today. But a really nice long-made hog. When he gets out, wants to travel away from you, I'd like to change this hog a touch too. He wants to get a little bit narrower where those feet meet the ground on the move. He stops with a really nice wide base lift, but when you get him out in the move, he wants to get a little bit narrower, tracking down, grow himself. Just change that, add a little bit more muscle, and that hog moves up in class. Coming out in fifth, the young lady here with this white barrel. Nice, smooth made hog. Probably has that advantage in terms of having a little bit more base lift out here today. Hog, for me, I think this hog probably just gets a little bit tighter in those back wheels. The way you see that hog's back legs reach the ground, he gets a little bit more aggressive in the way he plants those feet. I'd like to see him move just more freely and more less constricted off those hind legs. Really wide-based with hog, but like I said, movement gets kind of beat rolled into that fifth place for me today, but a nice heavy muscle hog. Well-designed young lady did a nice job getting her out here to acceptable weight. Young man's hog coming out here next. Probably has the advantage in terms of having some muscle shape. That expressive muscle shape we were talking about, this hog really has a wide-chested hog. What's still staying in the blue ribbon division, but what puts this hog down for me is that as you study this hog, he almost acts like he probably had an injury here coming to the fair. He is really tender on those back legs, and I'm guessing that's a more recent injury because he's really sore on those back legs, and I'm guessing if that was something he had all the way through, he'd probably have a hard time getting up to this weight. But that's very unfortunate to get him in this tough of a class and have that kind of movement issue. If you get out, didn't have that injury, we'd probably move him up a little bit higher in the class, but a very nice, expressive, white-made hog that just wish he was moving better on those hind legs today to go higher in class. Going to move to the red ribbon division here, but nothing against this black-headed hog. Hog has the advantage in terms of having some better movement compared to the one in front of him. This barrel is steeper sided, softer made. To me today, one of the things I'd like to change, I think, this pig, in terms of presentation, has a little bit more dirt and mud on its skin coat, and I'd like to clean this hog up to present a little bit more, make him just pop a little bit more out here today. But talking about the hog itself, it gets a little bit flatter, less expressive in its muscle shape compared to the hogs in front of it. Just to add some more muscle to that hog skeleton, but a nice, easy moving hog that the young lady did a nice job with. Rounding out the class here, young man with the spotted top hog here. Again, has the advantage in terms of getting out and movement. For me, though, you study this hog from the ground up, probably the narrowest base width and and lacks in terms of muscle compared to the other ones. Gets a little bit choppier in its design in terms of wants to be a little bit shorter neck, short faced kind of hog. We'd like to stretch him out in that regard and help his design be a little bit longer in that regard. So add some length, some muscle that hog, and he easily moves up into the blue ribbon division. But let's go ahead and give all those kids a nice big round of applause. Nice set of hogs from top to bottom.
The callback for Flight 3 is Amaya Steinbeiser. Moving on to Flight 4. 250 to 260, no, that's not correct. It's 250 to 253 pounds. Molly Alden, Judd Rabine, Bowden Jorgensen, Barrett Jorgensen, Brooke Queen, Dallas Brown, Harley Bucksbaugh, Brentley Dimming.
You bet. Which one's yours? That one? No, the one with the big Oh, okay. They said her name. Yeah. She actually looks a lot. Just like this.
Found something out that nobody knows. So up top where the foot is a shade you know how to just pull it down. Really?
So she said, right on the bottom, bro.
Yeah,
How does this thing
yo!
No, I did.
Hopefully, where are you going?
It's kind of broken, you know. Keep him to start. See that? Find things that in that. 3 years ago, finally brought it back. Dad, can I go play? Yeah.
I think we're good. I say, can I go play?
I said no.
Thanks for like the lights in here.
No, it's it's where that's.
I would catch your ball. You're my turn. I want to see. What's the crazy song?
The crazy song?
White game, white game.
Let me go get it.
marching right up on the line. A really nice set of hogs. I think a very consistent set in terms of, you looked at the scale on this class, and I think there's a 3-pound difference from top to bottom. I think these kids, all of them out here, did a nice job. Consequently, we're going to have all blue ribbons in this class. So let's go ahead and give all these exhibitors in this class a big round of applause. Like I said, nice hogs from top to bottom. Again, it's getting warm. Some of them aren't liking the heat, and some of them are handling it better than others. But to me, there's kind of a hog that sticks out here and come out and grab my attention right away. Be the young lady over there by the gate with the predominantly black barrel over there. I like the way this hog's designed. Really long fronted. You study that hog, you got a wide chest, wide made, plenty of muscle shape. I think this young lady did a nice job in terms of getting that hog right too close to its ideal endpoint in terms of its where it should be for its carcass. It's soft middle, got enough fat that it has some softness to it, but still has its muscle shape intact in terms of that shape down its top, shape back into its hip and hams. Just a nice barrel, I think, to go ahead and come out here and win the class. Coming in second be the young man over here with the belted gilt. A really nice gilt. One that's just maybe not handling the heat quite as good out here. She's not wanting to get out and drive quite as well out here this morning. But another expressively made hog. She maybe gets a little bit more rigid in the way she plants those back 2 feet than compared to the class winner. So maybe just like to get her to get out and move a little bit more flexible on that hind end. But a really wide-chested, big bone gilt here. Long made, long fronted, heavy muscle. Has a lot of nice things going for it to be second in class. Third be the young man over here with this white hog. Again, one that probably has the advantage in terms of getting out and moving around the ring better. It really gets out and flexes very well off the both ends. Has a nice long front end to this hog. Hog that just maybe gets a little, I'd like to soften this hog up a little bit. I'd like to see it just have a little bit more shape in the lower third of this hog's body, a little bit deeper in its length. But a hog, you really got to appreciate the amount of muscle this gilt has, especially back in her hip and ham. Big, long, wide-chested. Just a nice hog to end up third class. Young lady in fourth here. One that's got the advantage in terms of having some frame size. You study this hog, it's really elevated up to his chest board. Long body, long fronted. It probably has maybe the advantage in the whole class for those things. Where it gets to me though, I like this hog gets a little bit narrower on its base width on both ends. As you study it through its chest board, its front feet want to meet the ground a little bit narrower than those hogs earlier. Stepping behind them, same thing. The hog wants to get a little bit narrower on the base width on the ground. So just widen this hog up. Maybe wants to get a little bit steeper into that hip and doesn't want to flex out of that hip quite as well. So loosen that hip hog up in its hip and it moves up in class. Young lady with the white hog here, another hog that not really wanting to take the heat very well out here today, and has found a nice cool spot here in this grass to chill out here. But again, I think this young lady did a nice job in terms of getting this white hog to where it needs to be for its weight for the type of frame it has. For me, just another hog that gets a little bit narrower made. I'd like to widen this hog up compared to some of its contemporaries in its class out here today. Gets a little bit narrower down its top, doesn't quite have the base of it, but a nice long made hog that the young lady did a nice job getting up here to accept the weight of the fair. Young lady coming out next with the belted barrel. Again, a barrel I think that, like I said, the blue ribbons all the way through this class because these are good hogs all the way down here to the end. Another good hog coming out here. Just a hog that just gets outpowered for me today. As you study this hog down its top shape, especially back down into its ham. It has some bone, but I'd like to widen it on its base width, add some more muscle expression to this hog to move it up. Just doesn't quite have enough power to get up higher in class today, but still a nice long body, well-made hog nonetheless. Coming in next, the young man with the white velvet hog here. Has the advantage probably maybe in the whole class of being really long-made, long-fronted, long body. For me though, it's a little bit harder sided hog. It doesn't quite have that rib shape, especially if you study him down into his lower third and wants to get tighter and more sucked up. I'd like to soften this pig up in terms of its rib shape. Really heavy muscle hog, and back into expression, back into his hip and ham. That being said, it gets a little bit narrower on its base width back there behind. So I'd like to widen this hog's skeleton up, add some more rib shape to it to get this gilt up higher in class with a nice long made, lean design hog to round things out. Young lady rounded out the class here. Has the advantages. Definitely a softer made hog than those couple that we just talked in front of me. She's deeper, this gilt is deeper sided, deeper flanked. For me though, she wants to get a little bit tighter in the way she handles that back leg. Want to drop a little bit more in her hip structure. For me though, the big thing that kind of rounded out the class here just doesn't quite have the muscle expression and power to keep up with the other hogs in class. This hog just needs to have some more muscle shape, more total muscle weight over that carcass to get higher in class today, but it's still nice practical hog, like I said. Still in my mind a blue ribbon hog to round things out. Very good quality class from top to bottom. Let's go ahead and give all those exhibitors a nice big round of applause.
Call back in flight 4 is Brentley Deming. We'll move to flight 5, 262 to 274 pounds. We have Avery Johnson, Isaac Deming, Brooke Stowe, Macy Verschu, Bo Becker, Kinsey Nagel, Macy Sparks, Camden Johnson, Hadley Miller.
Well, that one
All right, good set of hogs out here in Class 5. Let's go ahead and give all these kids who showed out here in the 5th class a nice big round of applause. Nice set of hogs. Again, I think another nice set of hogs from top to bottom. Again, I think in my mind, all blue ribbon exhibitors out here again in this Class 5. Again, these kids did a nice job as a whole of getting their hogs up to an acceptable market weight, and I think they should be rewarded appropriately. So I think blue ribbons all the way through on this class again. Coming out here, some fun hogs to sort to up here in this top 5. I think maybe kind of one of the funner top 5s had a chance to look at here this morning in terms of really good hogs. A lot of differences between the top 5, but I think there's one that I just kind of that struck me when I first walked out here in the ring. I'm going to stick with my initial impression of it. That does a nice job. The young lady's doing a great job keeping it out here, working the ring this morning with it. But again, just an overall good hog. Be the young lady with the predominantly black hog here in front of me. Really nice barrel here with the class. I really like the design of this hog. Long fronted, really extended from its shoulder forward. Has a big forearm, a lot of bone underneath that hog. Gets out and moves really well. Has a nice soft look to that hog as you study it here from the side. Good lower third in terms of the rib shape and body. Just a nice combination hog. Young lady did a nice job presented it. I think very close to its ideal endpoint in terms of the market weight that this young lady has it at for the frame size that hog is. Young lady does a nice job. Coming into second here, I think some other really neat hogs that follow type and time. For me, I'm going to go ahead, second in class, we're going to use the Duroc barrel over here, this red hog. Really nice. If you want to, I've been talking about watching a hog come at you with chest width and base width, and this hog probably has the one from what we've seen this morning from the show. Really wide-chested hog, a powerful hog. For a Duroc that has that much power, I'm very impressed. A lot of muscle shape. Gives up some in terms of its design standpoint. You get it on the side, maybe it's not quite as well balanced as that black hog that comes out and wins the class. But a nice power hog, really nice Duroc, really heavy muscle hog, wide-chested to be second in class. Young lady's hog here, they'll be third, this white hog. A hog, nothing to take away from it. I really like a lot of things about this gilt. Gilt found herself in a very competitive class out here. It probably has the advantage, especially as we talk over that Duroc in terms of being more extended up to the front end. Doesn't quite have the chest width and the base width. And compared to those two hogs that win, if you study this hog going away, it doesn't quite have the muscle shape back in its hands and its base width between its hocks as it goes away. But again, a hog I really like, a very good hog to end up third, just finds itself in a very competitive class out here this morning. Fourth, nothing to take away from this young man's belted barrel here. Again, another wide-chested, heavy muscle, deep-sided type hog. For me, this hog gets a little bit shorter up through its neck and front end. I'd like to clean up its lower third a little bit, especially up in that neckline. Wants to carry a little bit more fat down there. But a wide made, heavy muscle type hog. Again, another one that just gets caught into a very competitive class out here to end up fourth. But a good hog in its own right. Young man did a nice job there. Young man's black hog out here. Hog has very interesting tail set on this hog, kind of unique in that regard. But the barrel, again, that's very heavy muscle. Again, one that maybe we just like to clean up a little bit. He's pushing a little bit more fat into that lower third, a little bit more up into that jowl. You'd like to clean that up a little bit on him. But still a nice heavy bone, heavy muscle hog. One that, again, just finds itself in a very competitive class to end up fifth out here today. Young lady coming in sixth with this white barrel. Has the advantage in terms of the hog above it right there, in terms of being a little bit leaner design. She's cleaner through, this barrel is cleaner through its lower 1/3, longer up through its neck and ahead of its shoulder. For me, it gets a little bit tighter though as we study this hog on the boot. He really gets restricted, especially in those hind legs and the way it sets it down on its ground a little more upright, especially as you study away it's packing that back right leg. We just wish that hog would get on the move a little bit better today. Probably move up a few spots in class, but a nice heavy muscled white-based hog to be sixth. Coming in at seventh, young lady here with the black hog here. A nice, smooth-made, deep rib. I think a hog that the young lady did a nice job in terms of getting to its ideal end point. Just one that doesn't have the muscle shape. If you study this hog down its top line gets a little bit more rounded. Doesn't have that big expressive top like we see the other hogs out here today. Gill's just a little bit narrower made and finer bone than the hogs up here earlier in class, but a nice gilt in her own respect to be this one class. Coming in eighth here, young man with the white belted hog. Has the advantage in terms of having some more muscle shape than that hog right in front of it out here today. One that, again, gets out and moves very well. For its size, though, again, as this hog turns away from you, you'd like to widen this hog out, make some more distance between those hogs, add some more shape and muscle into that hip and ham area. Just add some more overall muscle on that hog skeleton to move it up the class. Rounding out the class, young lady here with the other white belted hog barrel. Again, very similar type of kind to the other one we just talked. Would like to add some more muscle, some more base width to the hog. This one also wants to get a little bit more restrictive in the way it handles those hind legs. Tighter in that hip movement. So you'd like to loosen this hog a little bit up to get a higher class as well. But 9 really nice hogs. Like I said, the kids did a nice job getting them to a very acceptable, ideal market weight on those hogs. Let's go ahead and give all the individuals in that class a nice big round of applause.
Callback for flight 5 is Avery Johnson. Moving to flight 6, 275 to 279 pounds. Cassie Ryman, Lucy Wagner, Avon Sarda, Kane Williams, Summer Lang, Brooklyn Brown, McKenna Sparks, Cooper McNally, Iris Walter.
Both me and Riley, we're here. We're with Richland County Ambassadors. We're going to be walking around with You Be the Judge forms. They're $5 and they need to be turned in before the final drive.
All right, let's go ahead and give all these kids out here as we keep working our way up the pigs, and have a big round of applause for this class. Nice set of hogs. Some fun hogs out here to evaluate. I mean, as we talk about some of those lighter classes, we see a lot more differences, I think, in terms of some frame size. Little hogs that are closer to its ideal endpoints and bigger hogs that need a few more pounds. And we get here kind of in the heart of the show, and we get a lot of hogs that are right acceptable in terms of where they need to be, in terms of where the finish weight for the frame size. It's fun to go ahead and sort these classes top to bottom. A couple of hogs that kind of work their way up to the top out here in my mind. But there is a hog I think that kind of stands out in my opinion in terms of the way it's presented, the quality, the type of kind. Be the young man here with the white hog. He'll be the class winner. Very nice hog with the blue top here. This barrel, like a lot of things about it, you start from the front, a really long extended front end on this hog. He's wide-chested, really meets the ground with a lot of base width. He's got a big forearm. And as you study him down from his rib shape, he's very acceptable in terms of having plenty of rib shape, lower third, coming back into that flank. A lot of very acceptable in that design. You get back to his hip and ham, very heavy muscle. He's got a lot of shape back there, very expressive. He travels away from you with a lot of base width and a lot of bone underneath him. Just a really nice hog that I think should go to the rail with a nice combination carcass of quality and having a lot of red meat yield and muscle on that carcass that the young man has. Coming in next, I think a hog that kind of follows in type and kind, just gets out-powered today. Being the young lady over here with kind of the green shirt with the belted hog over here. Nice barrel with his owner at right. This hog gets out and moves around the ring very well. Very heavy muscle barrel. Follows in type and kind. I think as you study that hog again, another long extended front hog that has a really nice eye feel and balance from the side. Maybe gives up a little bit in terms of that lower third depth of body without getting wasty down in that lower third. That rib shape down here gives up a little bit in the class winner, but still a nice heavy muscle hog as you study him back to his hip and ham. Just a nice hog to be second in class. I think Rick follows a lot of things that found in our class winner very closely out here. Young lady did a nice job getting her pick to an acceptable weight. Coming out third in class. Going to go ahead and use the young lady over here in the blue shirt over here by the fence. Another nice belted barrel here. A barrel that gets a little bit wastier. We talked about that lower third still being acceptable in terms of the rib shape and having some depth to that without getting wasty. This hog compared to those two in front of it just is pushing a little bit more back down into that lower third. Gives up a little bit in terms of muscle found in the class winners, but I still think a hog that's very acceptable in terms of getting to its ideal market weight, having plenty of muscle, just finding itself in a nice, very competitive class out here to be third overall today. Coming in fourth be the young man out here in the paisley shirt. Again, another nice heavy muscle hog. You really like this barrel for its base width. He's got a lot of chest width, a lot of bone as it meets the ground. For me, he gets a little, again, we talked about that lower third. Up through his jowl, he's pushing a little bit more fat, a little wastier, especially when you compare this hog up there to the class winner. He was a little bit shorter, wastier up through that front third, but still a hog that you like that has a muscle, soft rib, soft middle. Very nice hog that's just very found himself in a competitive class today. Coming in next, young lady over here. This hog got getting a little tired out here in the heat. Probably have the advantages in terms of you study the design on this hog, the balance up to its front end. He's a little bit longer fronted, spinner made all the way through. Gives up some of the muscle shape. Doesn't quite have as much base width and dimension found in those hogs above it, but a really nice hog in her own rights again. Just found this gill, found herself in a very competitive class, and just needs a little bit more power to be higher in class today. Rounding out the blue ribbon division here, young lady with the velvet hog, another nice barrel, finding itself in a tough class. I really like how long and extended front end this hog is. It's got plenty of bone, plenty of center body depth as well. It just gives itself into a competitive class in terms of having enough muscle shape. I like this pig from the blade up here closer to its front third and its blades and its forearm. Where it gets a little bit more disappointing is when you step behind him and get back into its hand and hip area. It gets a little bit flatter made, doesn't quite have that muscle shape and expression back into its hand. Would like to just add some more expression with that hog up in class. Going to have three hogs here, being the red ribbon division. Starting off here with this girl. Again, this young lady did a nice job getting this pig up to an ideal market weight. I think this pig's very close to where it needs to be for its frame size. For me, though, on this class, just gives up its overall muscle. Doesn't quite have the bone underneath of it some of these pigs have. Gets a little bit flatter in its muscle shape, so it just needs some more muscle to be rolled up into the blue ribbon division. Kind of same story here for this other Duroc comparing hog here in class. Nice, long-made, lean-designed hog. For me, this hog almost has enough length of body and frame. They should almost put a few more pounds on this hog and still be all right. Another 10, 20 pounds I think would be plumb acceptable on this pig. But a long-made, lean-designed hog that just needs some more base width and power to move up into the blue ribbon division. Rounding out the class in the red ribbon division here too, this skill. One that gets out, moves very flexible from all ends. Really travels around the ring very well. Just a little bit plainer in its design. You got to appreciate how long bodied this hog is. Really long made hog. Just doesn't have the muscle shaped bone or expression and base width found in the hogs today. So it rounds out the class here. But let's go ahead and give all those exhibitors a nice big round of applause. Nice set of hogs. Good job getting them good.
callback for Flight 6 is Cooper McNally. We'd like to thank our board operators for working hard out here in the ring. Mr. Jeffrey Nagel, Mr. Toby Johnson. It's not necessarily a real fun job, somebody's got to do it. And nobody looks better than Jeff Nagel on this whole case. Moving to Flight 7, 280 to 290 pounds. Jake Slaughauer, Gail Vershoe, Carly McPherson, Michaela Sparks, Maya Jorgensen, Chase Byerly, Gunnar Wagner, Patty Elberud, Bentley Hazen.
They should have peppers themselves.
Okay, we're bringing Flight 8 up into the holding area, which is the last class. So when Flight 8 goes into the ring, we're going to ask for all the callbacks, which is the first place picks in each class, to come into the holding area. And then as the first place picks go into the ring for the final drive, the second place picks from each class need to be in the holding area.
All right, another nice class out here as we're getting closer to the heavy end of the show. Let's go ahead and give all these exhibitors out here in this class a nice big round of applause. Again, these kids have done a nice job in terms of getting their hogs up to acceptable weight. I know the challenge is that getting a hog up here these weights, especially when we've had as many 100+ days as we've had this time of year. It's hard to keep a hog motivated to keep eating and putting on weight. These kids obviously did a nice job of doing that, so I commend them for that. Some nice hogs up here towards the front end, and take a little bit more time to sort through them because I think there's some positives, and each hog respectively has a lot of positives to it, and each one kind of has some things you'd like to change about it. So you kind of have to weigh what you want to hang your hat on here at this class to work your way up towards the top. But again, 5 nice hogs out here left driving, some nice hogs still in the holding pen. For me, kind of the complete hog, the hog that has most things going for it in my mind out here in this top 5. We're going to go ahead and use the young lady over here with the belted hog and blue striped shirt. Really like the base whip that this hog has to offer. It drives at you with a nice wide chest. Has a nice big forearm. If you'd like to change this hog, yeah, I'd like to lengthen him up a little bit, make his spine a little bit longer. I'd like to see him be a little bit more expressive in his muscle shape, but that being said, he still drags away from you with a lot of base width, a lot of distance to those hogs. For his size, he's still going to have plenty of red meat yield to take to the rail. And again, a nice soft-made hog with plenty of lower third, just lower body design to it. Just like I said, like to lengthen that hog a little bit, add some more muscle shape to it, move it to kind of make that hog more ideal in my mind. Following with second in class, I really like this speckled top gilt here. She's going to be second in class. Hog probably has the advantage in terms of having some more muscle shape. I like how expressive that gilt is in her shape and her design. She gets a little bit narrower though as we study her at the base width. She wants to drive away a little bit narrower between her hogs. She doesn't quite have as much bone underneath her as a class winner. But again, a nice well-designed hog, long body. So the young lady did a nice job with it. Just a nice speckled hog to be second in class here this morning. Coming in third, going to go ahead and we'll use the young lady over here in the maroon shirt with the white belted barrel here. Again, this one probably has the advantage over the one that's in second in terms of having some film